Hi, welcome back. Hope you're all okay. Here we go again with Mr. Stink. We're more than halfway through our book now. I'll be upset when it's finished because I'm really enjoying reading it to you. So today we're looking at chapter 12 and chapter 12 is called Pongy Pong. So here we go. Did I dream the whole thing? Thought Chloe as she lay in bed. She was in that place between asleep and awake. That place where you can still remember dreaming. It was 4:48 a.m. and now she was beginning to wonder if Mr. Stink even really existed. At dawn, her curiosity got the better of her. Chloe edged down the stairs and tiptoed across the cold, wet grass to the shed door. She lingered outside for a moment before opening it. "Are you there, Mr. Stink?" "I'm very hungry this morning. Poached eggs, please, if it's not too much trouble. Runny in the middle. Sausages, mushrooms, grilled tomatoes. Sausages, baked beans, sausages, bread and butter, brown sauce on the side. Bread and butter and brown sauce on the side. Don't forget the sausages. English breakfast tea and a glass of orange juice. Thank you so much." Chloe obviously hadn't dreamed the whole thing, but she was beginning to wish she had. It was a thrillingly, terrifyingly real. "Freshly squeezed orange juice to your liking, sir?" she asked sarcastically. "Actually, have you got any that's very slightly off? I prefer that. Perhaps that was squeezed a month or so ago." Just then, Chloe spotted an old dog-eared black and white photograph that Mr. Stink had placed on a shelf. It showed a beautiful young couple standing proudly next to an immaculate and perfectly rounded Rolls Royce parked in the driveway of a magnificent stately home. "Who's that?" she asked, pointing to the photo. Here we go, there's a picture of the photo. "Oh, nobody, nothing," he stammered. "Just a sentimental old photograph, Miss Chloe." "Can I see?" No, it's just a foolish picture. Please pay no heed to it." Mr. Stink was becoming increasingly flustered. He snatched the photograph from the shelf and put it in his pyjama pocket. Chloe was disappointed. The photograph had seemed like another clue to Mr. Stink's past. Like his little silver spoon, or the way he bowled that piece of paper into the bin. This one had seemed like the best clue yet. But now Mr. Stink was shooing her out of the shed. "Don't forget the sausages," he said. How on earth did Dad miss him? Thought Chloe as she went back to the house. Even if he hadn't seen Mr. Stink in the shed, he surely must have smelt him. Chloe tiptoed into the kitchen and opened the fridge door as quietly as possible. She stared into the fridge and began carefully moving jars of mustard and pickles so they wouldn't clink. She hoped to find some out-of-date orange juice that might appeal to Mr. Stink's tainted palate. "What are you doing?" said a voice. Chloe startled. It was only Dad, but she wasn't expecting to see him up this early. She gathered herself for a moment. "Nothing, Dad. I'm just hungry, that's all." "I know who's in the shed, Chloe," he said. Chloe looked at him panicked, unable to think, let alone speak. "I opened the shed door last night to see an old tramp snoring next to my lawnmower. The pong was, well, pongy. It was extremely pongy pong." "I wanted to tell you, honestly I did," said Chloe. "He needs a home, Dad. Mother wants all homeless driven off the streets." I know. But I'm sorry, Chloe. He can't stay. Your mother will go nuts if she finds out." "Dad, I'm sorry." "It's okay, love. I'm not going to say anything to your mother. You've kept your promise not to tell anyone about me losing my job, haven't you?" Yes, of course." "Good girl. said Dad. So, said Chloe, glad to have Dad to herself for a while, how did your guitar get burned? Your mother put it on a bonfire. No. Yes, said Dad sorrowfully. She wanted me to move on with my life. She was doing me a favour, I suppose. A favour? Well, the Serpents of Doom were never going to make it. I got the job in the car factory and that was that. But you had an album. You must have been dead famous. Chloe chirped excitedly. No, we weren't at all, chuckled Dad. The album only sold 12 copies. 12? Said Chloe. Yes, and your grandma bought most of those. We were pretty good though, and one of our singles got into the charts. What, the top 40? No, we peaked at number 98. Wow, said Chloe. Top 100, that's pretty good, isn't it? No, it isn't, said Dad, but you're very sweet to say so. He kissed her on the forehead and opened his arms to give her a big hug. There's no time for cuddles, said Mother as she strode into the kitchen. The man from the Times will be here soon. Father, you make the scrambled eggs. Chloe, you can lay the table. Yes, of course, Mother, said Chloe, with at least half her brain worrying about when Mr. Stink was going to get his breakfast. So, how important is your family to you, Mrs. Crumb? Asked the serious-looking journalist. He wore thick glasses and was old. In fact, he'd probably been born an old man. Plopped out of his mother wearing glasses and a three-piece suit. He was called Mr. Stern, which Chloe thought was pretty fitting. He didn't look like he smiled a lot, or indeed, ever. Actually, it's pronounced croom, corrected Mother. No, it's not, said Dad, before his wife shot him a look of utter fury. The Crumb family was sitting around the dining room table and not enjoying their posh English breakfast. It was all such a lie. They didn't normally sit around the dining room table, eating smoked salmon and scrambled eggs. They would be round the kitchen table eating Rice Krispies and Marmite on toast. Very important, Mr. Stern, said Mother. The most important thing in my life. I don't know what I'd do without my husband, Mr. Croom, my darling daughter, Annabel, and the other one, what's her name? Oh, Chloe. There they all are having their breakfast. Well, then I ask you this, Mrs. Croom. Is your family more important to you than the future of this country? Oh, that was a toughie. There was a pause during which a civilization could rise and fall. Well, Mr. Stern, Mother said. Yes, Mrs. Croom. Well, Mr. Stern. Yes, Mrs. Croom. At that moment, there was a little rat-a-tat-tat on the window. Excuse me for interrupting, said Mr. Stink with a smile. But please could I have my breakfast now? Mr. Stink's blown it for Chloe, right in the middle of the journalist interview for Mother. Oh my goodness, what has he done? I don't know where this is going to go from now. I think Mum's going to explode. Maybe we'll find out what happens in the next chapter with Mum and Chloe. Will she be banished to her room forever? Who knows? So the next chapter, chapter 13, is called Shut Your Face. Oh, this story is taking lots of twists and turns. It's very exciting. Anyway, I'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. So take care for now and enjoy your day. Bye everyone.